I wrote a poem called Don't Give Up and Don't Give In. I wrote it because I was going through a lot and I needed a motivation, and so do you teenagers and young adults. We all need a motivation to keep going when we are going through the tough times. But sometimes teenagers and young adults don't see their motivation and go down the wrong path. Trust me, I know this because I did the same thing in my life. My motivation was the poem, as I have said before. But the thing is, God was talking through me while I was writing the poem. Well, the point I'm trying to make is that God is everything and is your motivation for the little things and the big things. So for you teenagers and young adults that are going through a tough time, go somewhere private or right where you are standing and pray to God for help. God will always hear your prayers, small or big. God will hear them wherever you are. Hi, my name is Zoe Canfield, and I just want to say that I love the Lord.
Hi, I'm Danny Henson from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'd like to tell you about the experience that I've had with Jesus Christ. That I had a heart attack, and back in '86, I was driving a truck. I used to haul mail for the Postal Service. And I backed up to one of my stops, and the lady across the street from the post office knew how long it'd take me to get my mail, put it in the truck, and leave out. I was back behind the post office too long. She sent one of her boys over there to check on me. I was slumped across the steering wheel of the truck. I was literally dead. They called the ambulance to me, and they came, and I was in the back of the ambulance. When I left from there, I was going back where all the people was, all of them had all white clothes on, brighter than anything in the world. All the white lights were shining on me. I went so far back that I came to someone's feet standing there. And I sat there for a moment or two, seemed like a long time. But then I started coming back towards the ambulance. And the Lord told me, I'm not ready for you yet. You've got more work to do. And I came back, and I could hear him in the ambulance talking. I have a pulse. I have a heartbeat. He's breathing. And thank God I'm still here today. When they got me to the hospital, they wrote on my papers, I was literally dead. But God brought me back. Amen. God brought me back, and I've trusted God ever since then. But now my wife is in the hospital. She went in there for a catheterization. They opened up the arteries, put a stent in her, and they brought her back to the room after they got through with her. The doctor said she was okay. I had another pastor in the hospital room with me, and we prayed when my wife came back in, and he left. About 45 minutes later, my wife says she couldn't breathe. I stepped outside the door because she was turning gray and purple around her eyes. I stepped outside the door, and her doctor was coming down the hall. I told him, I said, you better get in here. She's going away. And he went in, got other people in there working on her, and he told me that the angels was in that room. When they pushed my wife out, she was okay. She is now in an intensive care unit, and she's doing better. But God Almighty is the one that saved her. It wasn't the doctor. It was God Almighty that wanted to save her. So we trust in Jesus Christ. God, Jesus Christ is alive. He is not dead. Jesus Christ is alive. And I want everyone to know that. And we thank God for being here every day that we can. And I just want to thank this church, because this church is a God-fearing church. The pastor here is a God-fearing pastor. He preaches the gospel from his heart. And I want to thank every one of you for being with me and praying for me and my wife. And I thank God for it.